Welcome back to Love and Junk Food. I'm Laura.
I'm John.
And today we are trying things that we hated as kids. Do we still? Probably.
So this video has been giving me anxiety for like the past couple days at least, for sure.
Aww.
Seriously though, there's some things, some food items that put me right back into how I felt as a kid and like when I was such a picky eater, you know? Like I would have anxiety like if I would go to a fast food restaurant with friends or like friends with their parents and everything because, you know, I didn't like condiments, I didn't like all that stuff. It would give me so much anxiety.
So let me ask you a question. Did you ever spend the night at a friend's house?
Yes.
And did you eat dinner at their house?
Yes.
And was it ever an issue?
It was, I can't really remember a specific instance for
I can.
dinner, but I can remember a breakfast where I'm like, oh, French toast. And I was so excited to go eat French toast. And I go to their kitchen and they're sitting down at the table and they're putting ketchup on their French toast. Ketchup? Who puts ketchup on their French toast?
Maybe somebody
That's
watching.
Maple syrup. Come on, people.
And they didn't have maple syrup for you to have?
I don't know, but I know I did not put ketchup on there. But, see, that gave me anxiety.
The story that I have is I went with a couple of friends to a beach. I say a beach, it was Westlake. It was just a little, you know.
A little man-made lake that we have around here.
Yeah, and so we took a picnic lunch. And so I never thought about the whole lunch scenario until we got there. And they had bologna sandwiches that had mayonnaise on one slice of the bread and mustard on the other slice of the bread. Two things I never ate, and I never ate bologna. So all of that, so there's me, and not only, because you know, I went whisper of a condiment. She was just like it was lathered on to where when you took a bite, it like oozed out the sides. It was so much stuff. So there's me sitting on my little beach towel trying to wipe off mayonnaise and mustard as best as I could. And because we were at the beach, I got sand all in it. So my sandwich was already ruined. And so I'd
rather not eat.
I just basically, you know what I did? I remember this.
Buried
it. I would take, take some of it off, look around, bury it in the sand. And then I ate my chips and that was it. And I was starving when I got home. But when we got done with lunch then, we went in the water and the seagulls and stuff were like digging up my sandwich.
Yeah, you should have fed it to a bird.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, a bird ate my sandwich. Whatever am I going to do?
So thank goodness our palates have expanded a little bit, or have they? Let's find out. We have two things that I hated, two things that John hated, and two things we both hated. Now, for my things, I predict that I'm going to like one of them, possibly the second. And of the things together, I think I'm going to like one of them now, and the other one, the jury is out. What about you?
I'm not going to like anything. I know it for a fact.
I've been trying to tell him. We've done durian cookies on this channel. We've done Bean Boozled. He's eaten a lot of stuff. He can power through. And what if you discover something new that you like?
Look, I can't help like food phobias from when I'm a child. You know, I can't help it. Some things, like just either the smell of it or
the look of it.
Yeah, it just like throws me off. Like
let's tell them what we're talking about.
So two of the things that I'm going to have, one is cottage cheese, which I think is probably going to be fine. The other is a tuna fish sandwich. And I got to tell you, when Laura has these on the regular, and when she makes them, and it's in our fridge, I open the fridge and I just can't That's like a shield or something. I can't go near it.
I've tried to tell him, you never used to eat mayo, but now you like it on a BLT. You like the bread. Fish, you like. So just have an open mind. You might like it. But let's talk about the other things we have.
Okay.
By the way, we have the opportunity to choose our own things. John couldn't think of anything, so I came up with two things right away.
I guess this is another argument for Laura's position on this whole thing is, a lot of the stuff that I didn't like as a child, I have tried and I eat now. Like when I was a kid, I would not eat a salad for nothing. And it was mostly the vegetables and mostly the dressing.
I didn't like salad dressing. I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I didn't want it, but
I love salad.
So I understand the mental aspect of it, where you can think in your head, I love bread, I do eat tuna, and then I have
mayo. You like sushi.
And then I have mayo on some things, but like a whisper. It's the gloopiness of it, I think, that I just don't like.
Well, I made it less gloopy for you than I would make it for me, A. B, sushi is cold and raw fish, so just think of it as a sushi sandwich. How about that? For me, I chose Fig Newtons. My mother loved these. And what did you say?
I said Fig Newtons.
I can't tell you though, I hated them
yeah,
as
I didn't
a
like
kid.
them as a kid either.
I hated them. And I've never in my life tried them because it's the same thing we talk about, right? These are sold next to Chips Ahoy and a million other kinds.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna choose that. If I were at somebody's house and they had one on a tray, maybe I would try it, but it's never happened. So today I'm gonna try them. Fortunately, I love tuna fish and cottage cheese, so that won't go to waste, and John loves Fig Newtons, so those won't go to waste. The other thing for me, also a favorite of my mother's, was carrot cake. I hated carrot cake. I always wanted to love it because I thought it was so cute, like especially Easter with the little carrots on top, and that was not it for me.
Yeah, I like carrot cake, so I can't wait to give this a shot.
That won't. Yeah, so see, that won't go to waste either. The other thing, these are the things for both of us. If you are around our age, then you know, as kids, there was never a plain Jello ever, or gel, or jelly, or whatever you call it where you are, or whatever brand you're using. This is not Jello brand. This is Dole brand that made fruit and Jello, or fruit and gelatin cups. My mom made it. Every mom's made it.
And one of the things that because I didn't know that Laura bought the Dole, and I thought, oh my gosh, we could make Jello with fruit and put it in one of the bundt pans for a mold. And she's like, oh, I bought it. And that's actually a good idea to buy it, because can you imagine making a whole thing?
Yeah. Well, also, I didn't know when we were going to be doing this video, and I didn't want that sitting around and absorbing stuff from the fridge or whatever. I just wanted it to be fresh and try it in its best light. I liked both fruit and I liked Jello. I did not like them together. It was a textural thing. I couldn't stand it. I predict, though, that I will like that one. I also, of these two things, I predict I will like Fig Newtons now. We'll see. This here, I don't think I'm going to like still. That is split pea soup. I don't have high hopes.
I think I might have tried split pea soup, but again, as a kid, I'm not touching that. And as an adult, there are plenty other soups that I like.
I do not enjoy peas at all, unless they're fresh. Or if they're in like a stir fry, right? Okay. Then I'll eat them. But peas by themselves, no. Creamed peas, no. Pea soup, no. So, we'll get into that. Do you want to go first or second?
I'm going to take your advice and eat the frog, which means eat the thing that you dislike the most first. So I'm going to take a bite of that
tuna sandwich, because then it's all...
everything will taste like it, right?
No, then it's all smooth sailing from here. I cut it on the diagonal for you.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
And I have one for me.
Okay.
Mine got dunked in cottage cheese. Would you rather have that?
No, thanks. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm going right from the middle where it's...
I'm going from the side.
Make sure you get a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, I will. not horrible.
Yeah, probably not something you're going to make for your lunch.
Mm-mm.
But you don't hate it as much as you thought?
Right.
Or do you hate it?
I like that you didn't put that much mayo in it.
Okay.
You know, I think it's good. It just adds like a little bit more moisture to the sandwich, to the tuna fish. But mostly it's just like bread and tuna fish, so it's not bad.
Aw, look at you maturing before our eyes. All right.
Right.
Then I'm going to go...
No, let's not go crazy with it.
I'm going to go carrot cake, because that's one of my things. You said you love carrot cake, or you did? Or you do now, but you didn't, right? That's the whole theme of this.
As a kid, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. Like a spice cake like that wasn't really something that I would get. But I did like the, like chocolate and like yellow cake and white cake. Those were fine.
Hold on, I have to see. This is cream cheese frosting?
Yeah.
Also, wouldn't eat that as a kid. It was like, who ruined the frosting? I didn't like it at all.
I love the cream cheese frosting on like a red velvet cake.
Mm-mm.
That was good.
I didn't eat that as a kid either.
I would. Let me try it. I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me if that's a good one. I think the texture of it's good. We just bought that slice in the Walmart bakery.
Mm-hmm.
I think the moistness is good. It's not too moist. It's not too dense. I think the icing's okay. It's not uber sweet. I just, when it's the thing. If you're looking at all the cakes and there's vanilla and coconut and lemon and a million other things, I'm going vanilla or coconut or lemon or whatever. I'm never going to choose carrot cake. But I think I could eat it if I went to somebody's house and they had carrot cake. I think I could be happy with it.
I like it, but I don't know that I would crave carrot cake at all, Yeah. And that's the thing, like we talk about, when you go to the store, you're going to get what you like and what you want, what you have a craving for, whatever.
Right.
And I like it. I don't have any problem with it. I think it's delicious. But...
So you'll finish that?
Oh, absolutely.
I would take another bite or two. I wouldn't want a whole piece of it. Okay?
I mean, even though it kind of tastes like tuna for some reason. But...
Okay, next.
All right, what
you
are we
ready?
doing? Oh, I'm doing the cottage cheese.
Or wait, we should do a both.
A both.
So you want to do split pea?
Let's do split pea. Eat the frog.
Let's look at it. It's worse to me now that I'm looking at it.
It doesn't look good. And the thing, it smells good though.
It does.
I like it.
It smells like bean and ham soup. There is ham in this.
Yeah.
I told John the story the other day. My Aunt Jane, I loved her to death. She was like the grandma in my family because my grandma passed away when my dad was little. So this was, older sister and very close to our family. And she would make homemade pea soup, tons of bacon, loaded it up in there, and then homemade noodles in it. And
man.
It always smelled so good. And so I took my son over, and it was my parents and my aunt and uncle. My sister was in town visiting, and she always loves my Aunt Jane's split pea soup, and she would always make it when my sister would come to visit. So my son and I both try it. And fortunately, I didn't have to go too far. I didn't like it, but I wasn't ever going to hurt my aunt's feelings. I just didn't eat it.
Yeah.
My son tried it, and then immediately... and was like, I gotta pee on my whip, get it off. He was not a fan. And then my Aunt Jane pulled out ham sandwiches. She just wanted him to try it first. She was smart. So, what else do you want to talk about?
Yeah, like trying to delay here or what?
Yeah, I need to get a carrot, a potato, some other things.
I got a little carrot,
some
little hunk of ham in there.
And because we're not reviewing the soup, we did season it to give it a little bit of a better chance. Cheers. I have a way bigger bite than you do. I don't know how that happened. Ready, go. Ooh, it's hot.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Eh. It's all right.
You know what I don't like about it is the texture is like baby food.
Well, it's
The
soup.
pea part. Yeah, but like when you eat potato soup, they don't make potatoes like that in
Right.
baby food, but they
Yeah.
do puree peas.
Yes.
And it's just like the texture is.
I gotta tell you, I have tried baby food before, and it does not taste like baby food.
No,
So,
it doesn't taste like it. It's the texture thing.
There's seasoning in this, so.
Here's what I'll tell you. I can eat this. It's okay. You know, it's edible. If it was the only thing in the house, I would eat it.
I would
But I wouldn't buy it again.
eat it, but I wouldn't buy it either. Well, there's other stuff that I like better, you know.
I like it way better than I thought I was going to.
Yeah. But see, it is very similar to like ham and bean.
Yeah.
And I would rather have ham and bean.
Same. That's why I'd never buy it.
Yeah.
But the texture is very similar.
Yeah.
Now it makes me want to have bean and ham soup. Okay, will you get that away from me? Okay. Cottage cheese. Here's how I like it. Tell me how you eat yours. I like mine with pepper. And so I put a little bit on the plate without and a little bit with so John can try it either way.
All right. Here we go. First time ever having this. So, other than like in stuff, like a lasagna or something like that.
Okay. That's not it for you?
No. It's not bad though. It's just like, you know, little curds of cheese,
Oh, I love that.
but I'm not
Yes.
a fan of the texture. But it's all right. The flavor's not bad. I am surprised because like all my life so far, I've never known what it tasted like because I've never tried it. That's not bad.
Okay.
It's growing on me.
Alrighty.
But I still can't say. It's so funny because I have, you know, tried mayo, and I have it on like sandwiches and
Yeah.
in certain things,
Or in a dip.
but there's still a mental block there. It's still, when I look at it, I'm like, ooh, you know. And even though, you know, it's just oil and eggs.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. This is. Wait. No. This.
Fig Newton?
It's got to be mine next, right? And we'll end on a both.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if the order matters. These still don't look good to me.
Well, I remember like my friends would have Fig Newtons at their house, and I wouldn't eat them. Like, you know, would you like a snack? Here, we have some Fig Newtons. And it'd be one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, I'd like a snack. On second thought, I'm not that hungry.
I want to like them because they're like spongy. They feel like little cakes, you know?
Yeah. I like them. When I got into adulthood, like, I would just, you know, somehow I was somewhere and I tried one again and I was like, hey, that was pretty good.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh.
I mean, there isn't a whole lot of taste in there.
They're okay. I love the texture. And I feel like I like the fig, but it's so subtle. Like, I want this to be raspberry.
Oh, yeah.
So
Ooh,
badly.
that'd be good.
Or like an orange.
Raspberry
You know-
Newtons.
Yeah. Because the texture is like Jaffa cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very
Right?
similar, I think.
Yeah. With
It
the,
does
and then
remind
the-
me of that, yeah.
Yeah. So I want that to be raspberry, or like I said, orange.
Orange.
The figs are right. Still, I'm never going to buy it. Over something else.
Yeah.
I mean, if these were 10 calories and they were health food or whatever,
Right.
then I could justify it. But if, let's see. 100 calories in 2, that's the same as an Oreo or whatever. I just would rather have, something else. I wouldn't choose it. I'd rather have cottage cheese or a tuna fish sandwich, honestly. Honestly.
Well, I'm glad we've addressed that phobia.
All right. Now Jello with fruit. I feel like this is going to be all right now. I feel like I can handle this.
Yeah. What kind of fruit do we have in there? Do we know?
But also I picked the one, sorry, that has black cherry.
Yeah, mixed fruit.
Jelly.
Mixed fruit and black cherry flavored gel. And it looks like there's apple, peach, pear, and pineapple.
Okay. Oh, that's way too big of a bite. Also, the fruit's kind of like sunk to the bottom. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cheers.
I can eat that, but I still don't love it. I still would rather have my fruit over here,
Yeah.
my Jello over here.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. And a lot of that, like, I don't know, canned or processed fruit like that, I don't know, has like
Mushy.
a bite to it that I don't like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. I don't hate it. All right. Did we discover any new favorites? Are you ever, can you see a world in which you're going to ever eat a tuna fish sandwich just to eat it, or cottage cheese just to eat it?
No.
Okay.
No. Just, I mean, to be honest, no. I mean, even though it's fine, like even the tuna sandwich with the little bit of mayo in there, it was fine.
And you do eat tuna, like tuna mixed into mac and cheese or whatever.
Yeah, or tuna crackers.
Here's what I think you would like. For real, for real. Maybe we'll do a short of this. Tuna melt. Because then you have the cheddar.
Yeah.
With the tuna, and since you like tuna mac anyway, I think you would like that.
Yeah.
Better than this.
Yeah, probably.
So, anyway. What about cottage cheese?
I actually thought that was pretty decent. So.
Did you like it with the pepper? Did you try it without the pepper? Or you think you would just take my word for it? It needs a little something for me.
I mean, it just tastes like, you know, cheese and a creamy sauce, you know? I mean,
yeah.
It still tastes like cheese, even though, that, you know, a little pepper, I think, did help out.
Here's what I like to use cottage cheese for. This is going to be really strange to some of you. I don't care. I mean, it is kind of strange. Sometimes when I'm trying to be extra good, you've seen me do this before, I think. When you have a salad bar that has cottage cheese there, I'll make my salad and put a spoonful of cottage cheese on top of my salad at the end. And then I mix it all up so the cottage cheese kind of becomes the salad dressing without, you know.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing I'm not going to do.
Is do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need my ranch dressing.
This is not a new favorite of mine. It's okay. It's better than I thought, but I would rather have Jello and fruit. Yeah. And usually we don't buy fruit from a can. Well, mandarin oranges out of a can, yes.
Fine.
Pineapple out of a can, yes.
Pears.
Pears and apples.
I would eat pears.
I mean, I would, but I don't. I think I would rather have fresh. I think apples, I'd rather have fresh.
Pears have that kind of texture that I was talking about, where like part of it seems a little mush, and then part of it seems like crunchy,
like
almost.
It's grainy.
Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I still like them.
Carrot cake. Like I said, I can eat it. If somebody has it, I could eat it if I didn't want to hurt their feelings. But I'm never, ever, ever going to choose it.
Right.
Never. Fig Newtons I can eat, but I just want it to be something different. Are there other flavors of Fig Newtons? Because what happened was we ordered some of this online, and I just saw the Fig Newton and ordered it. But that texture with a different flavor would be awesome.
I know that they tried. They might still have the product, but I know that they did have a different flavor at one point, but I don't know if they like got rid of that or it wasn't as popular or whatever. But
if let us know. Also, split pea soup. That was better than I thought it was going to be, but I still wouldn't choose it.
Yeah. So nothing here was gross or disgusting or anything like that.
But also nothing changed. I'm still never going to have any of these. I mean, I'm never going to choose any of this. However, this is a perfect lunch for Laura. And John's hell. Right? That's, yeah, tuna fish and cottage cheese. Yeah, poor guy. He was really like, I don't want to do it. Oh, no. And I told him he had to sit at the table till he was done.
Yeah. I was like, man, I feel just like I did when I was a kid. For sure.
Just kidding. Did your parents have that rule? You had to sit at the table till you were done?
Yeah. A lot of it would be like, I didn't like canned green beans, and that's what, for some reason, that's what my mom made. I don't know, back in the day, that's what you did. And frozen wasn't like as prevalent back in the 70s.
And it was more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, canned green beans, and I know I would sit there, and then it would get cold, and then that would be worse. You don't want it when it's cold, right? But I had to sit there anyways. Eventually, somebody's going to give. I know it wasn't going to be me.
I would sit there too. I had to sit there. Some things they would want me to try all of, and some things they just wanted me to take a bite. So I've told the story before. I know I've told you before, but it's worth repeating. It's a good one. So this was our setup at our dining room. When I was a kid, I sat on this side of the table. My dad, my mom, my sister. And my sister had a little cat, and I had a little dog. And we had to sit there till we ate our dinner. And my mother loved liver and onions, and that was something that neither one of us wanted to get down with. So my parents got up from the table and they were like, you girls sit there till you eat your food. They went in to watch Wheel of Fortune. My sister threw her liver on the floor. Her cat came, ate it all, licked up all the gravy. She was out of there. So I did the same thing with my dog, and my dog came up and smelled it and walked away. Just as my mother walked back into the room. Yeah. So then I got busted, and she picked up the liver off the floor and put it back on my plate and told me I had to sit there. Well, then I was hysterical because I'm never going to eat anything off the floor. Like huge tears just like coming down my cheeks. Then my mom went in the other room, and I had to come up with a plan. So I wrapped my liver in my napkin, smeared around gravy around on the plate as if I had eaten some. And I think I even cut off a piece or two. And then I chucked it behind the cabinet that was behind me. So I was like, I'm done. And my mom came out and she looked and she was like, all right, you ate enough. And years and years, I was probably 5 or 6. And at 26, my parents were moving, and my mom pulled out that cabinet, and there was like this huge moldy spot behind there. I'm 26 years old. I was in the basement of their house helping go through things, and I hear this, Laura! And I was like, oh man, it was like I was 6 years old again. I was like, what? What happened? And she was like, come look by the spot you used to sit at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that reminds me of a story about liver and onions. When I was in the Marine Corps, we were out in the field and had been like out training all day, and it came to be dinner time, and we're sitting out there, and they would bring our dinner out on trucks, and they set it up, and you come through with your little tray or whatever, and it was liver and onions. And I remember there was a little bit of panic in me. I was like, I don't know about that, but I tell you what, it's a matter of perspective, isn't it? Because when you are hungry and that's all there is, and you're starving, you're gonna eat it. And I did, and I ate the whole thing, and I thought it was fine.
I mean, if I'm on Survivor, I might eat liver, but I can't see another situation where I'm gonna enjoy liver for real. That's really texture.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, these are like first world problems here, aren't they?
Of course. So anyway, that was fun. I hope that was fun for you. Yeah. Let us know if there are things that you wouldn't touch as a kid, and have you ever tried them since, and see if you changed your mind. I read something that they say your palate changes every 5 years. So some stuff has changed for us, I would say.
I think so.
There's a lot of things that I eat regularly now that I never would have as a kid. So, like vegetables in particular. I only liked green beans and corn when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Only. So, and carrots, which I never got to have because my dad didn't like them. I've told you that before.
Yeah, that's it for me. I liked corn is number 1 for me when I was a kid, and then carrots. I didn't like the green beans because they were canned.
Yeah.
But I like green beans.
Yeah. So come to the comments and let us know if there are things that you didn't like as a kid that you've tried since, or things that you still shy away from. Unless we had a YouTube channel, John would have never tried either of those.
Never.
And I can't imagine. I would have tried this, probably. But I would have never tried split pea soup or carrot cake or fig Newtons. It's all for you guys. So why don't you come and subscribe? Yeah? And subscribe to the other channels. That'd be great. And find us on Instagram if you want to connect with us a little bit more. And our Instagram also feeds to Facebook. Now, if you love any of these things that we tried today, or are proud of us that we did, or of course us or our channel, give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps us grow when you do that. That's all we have for today.
That's it, guys.
I bet you're glad this one's over.
I sure am.
See you next time.
Bye.